this edition of AD and DT with Athletics Director Bob Beretta of LeMoyne College, myself, Dan Tortora, aka DT, on Wake Up Call in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with these beautiful Dolphins. We are here today, warm inside, but we're going to let you know that this season you get to stay warm inside of a new press box at the softball facility right here on campus on the Heights at LeMoyne. Bob, how are you?
I'm excellent, Dan. How are you today?
Doing very well. And
thank you.
Those of you who got to see the Dolphin Dive with Tracy Roman, the head coach of the LeMoyne Dolphins softball team, speaking about the upgrade and the opportunity, what can you say about finally seeing it? We were hoping like maybe toward the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, the press box comes in, the crane grabs it, it lowers it down, and all the pictures that you took, which check out social media, make sure you look up Bob as well as LeMoyne and the LeMoyne Dolphins in general. Seeing this physically here now and coming to life had to be a great experience for you.
Yeah, it really was, Dan. You know, it's something we talked about, and again, thank you to our leadership for the investment in athletics overall, certainly the investment in our staff, because this is something that will directly impact our staff that are out there working in the elements, but it allows them to tell the stories of our student athletes in a much more efficient manner, in a much more comfortable setting, in a much more professional setting, and also treat our guests that we will have coming here to LeMoyne, whether it's media, whether it's visiting teams, support staff, we'll be able to treat them in a professional manner as well. So really thrilled to have that. You know, I felt like that was the one piece that was missing at that complex to really tie it into a quality Division II or Division I facility. I think it's an outstanding Division I facility. I've seen so many over the years from a softball standpoint, and you know, I like to think that ours now rates right amongst the top.
Yeah, you know, and getting to see this, I mean, there's a lot of people that say things, right? I think everyone is good at saying things, but there's few people that do the things they say they're going to do. You and I, over a year ago, sat down at your desk and we spoke about what your plan is, and you gave me phases. And you said, phase one, we want to have our concession stand, restroom stand at Ted Grant Field. We want to fix the dugouts and do some work to make it more aesthetically pleasing and better for the teams on the baseball field, and that you wanted a press box for softball. We've seen the concession bathroom stand done and fully ready and working, and has been here for these past seasons, for the wonderful soccer seasons. We've seen the changes to the baseball side of things and changing the dugouts, and we're now seeing the press box. All three things that you said were a part of phase one are happening. So I have to credit you, Dr. Linda Lemura, the leadership staff, and the Board of Trustees for putting into action the words that you told me. But I think it's great because very few times, it's sad to say, but it's great to say about LeMoyne in the same respect. I hear a lot of people talk, I see a lot of years go by.
Yeah.
You and I spoke about this, and now all three pieces are in effect.
Yeah, and that's a tribute to our leadership. That's a tribute to, as you mentioned, our president, Dr. Linda Lemura, our CFO, our assistant VP for finance, or I should say our VP for finance, Joe Grasso. Just a strong commitment to athletics, and our donors that have helped along the way, that have helped us giving philanthropically in a way that directly services our student athletes. And you know, if there's some cost overruns, and we're willing to step in, we're able to do that financially and help make these projects come to life, to reality. I think it's so important. It's so important that we show progress and momentum. And yeah, so now to have those three projects completed within 8 to 10 months, I think it's significant. It's a loud statement. It's a loud statement to the NEC. It's a loud statement to the NCAA as we continue this reclassification period, that we're in this for the long haul, that we are going to invest in a way that makes sense for LeMoyne College, not overextend ourselves, not place athletics ahead of academics, know where we stand with our prioritization, but also know that athletics is important to us, and our student athletes are important to us. And I think these three projects make a loud statement. We have another piece coming here, hopefully, and put the cat out of the bag, but you know, we are working very closely with our folks here on campus to implement and install a golf simulator that we've been talking about for many, many years. And we're not there yet, we're close. I think perhaps this summer is the next target. And of course, we soft launched our $40 million capital campaign, which will completely transform this building, our event and recreation center, for not only student athletes, but our students here at LeMoyne too. So there's a big part of that is monies that will go towards establishing new cardio rooms and strength and conditioning areas and revitalizing our gym, all on the student side, in addition to a big portion that'll help us regenerate this building here for our student athletes.
So everything that you said was going to be done is being done, or has been done. Now we're talking about this building, and we're talking about a golf simulator. I'm going to go to the thing that you mentioned first, the golf simulator, the importance of having that on campus, and why that's the next project.
Yeah, well, it's something that our golf stakeholders have talked about for a long time. Really, as soon as I arrived on campus, it was a priority one in the golf program. And we had donors stepped up to a very significant tune of in terms of an investment level. We just needed to identify some space on campus in our athletic department, in our athletic building, where we could potentially house this area. And now, again, thanks to the leadership, I think we have that place identified. Not going to let the cat out on that yet, but it's here in our building, and now we're working with our folks to make sure that we can execute. I feel confident that we will be able to execute. Hopefully within the next 6 months, we'll have this in place, and it'll be a tremendous asset to our golfers, to our golf program, because in the recruiting world, when you're talking to top flight golfers, top level elite golfers, they want to know what type of on-campus resources you have. And we have a tremendous relationship now with one of the local providers, and our student athletes can go and hit balls into the simulator here close by, but it's not on campus. And that's something that is taking that next step towards excellence. And I think the golf simulator is going to be a tremendous addition to our portfolio of athletic facilities here at LeMoyne.
Do we get to usher it in with an AD and DT where you and I get to hit a few balls?
Well, I think you will. I don't think the fans will want to see me hit balls into a simulator, but I think with maybe Joe Tesori and you guys can have a little Dolphin Dive in there. How's that?
That works. That's
but it'll be a quality item. It'll be a top flight, top of the state-of-the-art product, and Coach Tesori is working right now closely with our physical plant folks to make sure the infrastructure can work in terms of the IT needed and all those things. But hopefully, by time our academic year starts in 24-25, which is in September, hopefully there'll be a simulator there that'll welcome our new recruits when they arrive on campus here in August and September of 2024.
So with that being in this building, you talk about a $40 million revitalization and reimagining of this building.
Yep.
Is that included in that price?
It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, this is something over and above.
Over and above, okay.
And we also know that potentially that could get moved. The simulator could be there in a temporary space, and then we could potentially move it as the new plans and as we begin construction on this building. Our hope right now is to put a shovel in the ground in the summer of 2025, and it might be on the recreation side more than the intercollegiate athletic side. It all depends on how our fundraising goes and where our gifts come in, but we have naming rights opportunities and many different elements to this plan. And part of the plan includes an outdoor track and outdoor tennis courts. That's included in this $40 million. It's athletics, wellness, and recreation. So it's not just to support athletics. It's not because of Division I athletics. This building was in need of this type of expansion and revitalization regardless. Matter of fact, when we started talking about this, we were still in the Division II ranks. So this is not a direct reflection of Division I. This is a direct reflection of need and investment and commitment on the side of leadership towards our students, their wellness, their recreation, their ability to be able to go into a quality place and spend time and grow as people, grow physically, and certainly our student athletes now to be able to expand on our offerings down here and help us maybe grow some roster sizes, because right now our locker room space is really, really tight. And I think if we have the opportunity to expand some locker rooms, we can maybe grow some rosters as well, and that'll help the enrollment plan here on the college.
So many great things being talked about, and I'm gracious in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership that you and Linda and everyone here allows Wake Up Call and allows Dan Tortora Broadcast Media to spread this news, because I get excited about it. There's things that Bob will say, like he'll say it right here to you as he's saying it to me, and kind of unveil those and to dig a little bit deeper. And so my excitement is right off the cuff. Hearing about the revitalizing of this building, you and I have talked about a lot of different things that can happen. I've seen changes before you even got here. There was different changes that we saw to the gym, different reimaginings of it. And now as we step forward, all these different things you're talking about, tennis courts on campus, track and field on campus, we look at that to having an outdoor track, having an outdoor tennis court. what that can do for your teams, for practice schedules, for opportunities, for recruiting. I want to hang there for a second because I know that for Robin Wheelis and Jeff Lonzak, that would be great.
Yeah, it would be great. And you know, when I interviewed on campus and my first time that I walked through, I was looking for our track and our tennis courts, and we don't have them here. It's a great need, right? And so a great, tremendous tribute to our coaches, Coach Lonzak and Coach Wheelis and their staffs for being to field such unbelievably successful programs over the years without having those facilities on campus. So it was a targeted need. At one point there were tennis courts outdoors here. I know that they were removed for parking. We have a great need for parking, as you know firsthand when you come to visit us here, that it's tight. So we were never able to replace the tennis court. So it's something that while the track and the tennis courts will serve our student athletes exceedingly well, those are two areas that are going to serve the greater campus exceedingly well. When you talk about health and wellness for our staff, our faculty, our student body, they want to come down recreationally and play tennis, they'll be able to do that. They want to take an hour at lunch to go for a walk on a track or work out on a track, and another turf field in there, right, on the infield. Gives us additional opportunities for our teams to train on, our intramurals teams, our club sport teams to practice on. So it's much more than just intercollegiate athletics. It's something that will serve the greater community here at LeMoyne exceedingly well. I think it's an important piece to this entire master plan that we've conceived here now, that we work with Moody Nolan on and developing, and so much of it's going to be driven by fundraising. You know, it's going to be outside donor support, and you know, as part of that, we have plans drawn up here that will include revitalization, reimagination of our locker room space, team rooms, video rooms, certainly new coaches' offices, a new strength and conditioning center, all on the intercollegiate side. And over on the recreation side, we're talking about, again, revitalizing that gym, creating this grand, it'll be a jewel when we build it, a cardio room for fitness, strength and fitness conditioning for our student body, and that'll be a building that faces up the hill and invites people down to come be part of it, and that'll be a crown jewel, as will, you know, our strength and conditioning center that we put out front of this building. But it's all going to be driven on fundraising, and we're going to need outside sources to step up and help philanthropically. We feel like, you know, we're working that really hard right now to find people that are willing to step up, and it'll be a phased project over 5 years. And it has to be sequenced properly because, you know, our coaches' offices are entangled right now with our locker rooms, and we know that, you know, step A leads to step B, leads to step C. There's a domino effect. So there'd be great thought into strategically sequencing this, but over the next 5 years, once we begin construction, hopefully in the summer of '25, if we can gain the funding needed to begin the project, there'll be a consistent amount of construction down here over the following 5 years.
We look at the move to Division I, and like you said, all these plans were in place beforehand. The things that have been brought in, like the changing of the baseball field and the dugouts, the press box for softball, the concession and bathroom area for Ted Grant Field that services so many different sports here on campus, that didn't have to do with Division I. That was, hey, we're going to do this no matter what. And like you said, when you came in about the tennis courts and having a track and all these different pieces, these were things you wanted to work on no matter what. But it helps that in having these plans, and you've already worked in the reclassification to Division I, and we're in that first season of that like you said, the NEC is seeing it, Division I is seeing it. It is pushing towards something you and I have talked about for many, many months of get rid of the ban on postseason in the NCAAs. There's a lot to be said about the success on the fields and the courts and the pools of life here at LeMoyne, and then all of this construction. And people say this all the time, when you go on campus and you see construction, that's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
But when you come to LeMoyne, when you see construction finish, there's other construction, and then there's construction after that. So NCAA, I'm not going to say you have to change it, but I'm going to say there's a big old spotlight on LeMoyne, and there's a lot to be said about a Dolphin that is not just saying that they want to swim in a bigger ocean, but they're actually going out there.
Yeah, and I think, again, if you look at our competition, at our results, we're making a strong case for that too, right? Our basketball teams are just, I'm so proud of all of our student athletes, how they've competed this year. We've talked about this multiple times. We asked them to do three things. We asked them, at the beginning of the year, we asked them to compete ferociously, compete relentlessly in training and practice every day. We know that our time is limited as a college student athlete. Embrace that, cherish every moment, and compete with great ferocity. And they've done that.
Yeah.
We asked them to represent the institution with class and dignity and great integrity. And I know they've done that to a man and to a woman. And I'm really proud, extremely proud of how they've conducted themselves, comported themselves on the areas of their arenas of competition. And then we asked the third thing to enjoy the moment. And I think our student athletes are enjoying this. They're enjoying the challenge, they're stepping up, and they're producing great results. Look at where our basketball teams are right now, and it's incredible. Our women's team is 6-1, atop the NEC standings, preseason pick, 8th place. Our men's team in 3rd place right now, 4-2, comfortably in 3rd place, with just a phenomenal string of performances. Now they'll go on the road for 4 games. They're comfortably in 3rd place, also a preseason pick near the bottom of the NEC standing. So I think we're stepping up to the challenge. I think the administration is absolutely stepping up, and I think our student athletes and coaches and staff are stepping up as well.
Yeah, and it's great to see. I mean, we go down the list and see that the women's soccer team, everything that they did to come right to that edge of potentially going into the postseason in their first season in D1, the men's soccer team did that. The tennis team has already started out hot. We've seen the women's tennis team have success. The men's tennis team is coming off of years of success.
Yes.
We look at swimming and diving, records being broken, opportunities in Division I, setting records, breaking records, setting a new record, and pushing the teams that they have pushed in the swim meets that they have had. And then in a great senior day that you and I were both a part of. Then to see women's basketball, like you said, at the top of the NEC. We look at the men's basketball side in the top 3, and they were both picked at the bottom. They're the newbies, the new kids on the block, and it was easy for people to just say, there's no way that this team is going to have an effect in men's or women's basketball. But we've seen those things already happen. All of this success already coming in, this excitement that we've already seen. You and I spoke about this. I've told people all the time, it's one of the easiest answers that I don't have to think about, and I would get it around the community, and it didn't matter if I was here or outside of Central and Upstate New York. Do you think LeMoyne's ready? And I would do this. Yeah. And I just walk away, because to me this is an easy answer for me. Of course they're ready. Because if you know the people, if you know the student athletes, you know the coaches, you know the administration that's here at LeMoyne, if you know this community, you know what they ask of each other. There was never a Division II. There was never okay, if Division I is the highest of the high, we're going to just get by and play average here. We're going to go to school average here. We're going to donate average here. We're going to put in minimal effort to just get by. That's never been LeMoyne. And so the Division I thing, as soon as you and I spoke about it, I said, yeah. And Linda asked me flat out when we did a Dolphin Dive, do you think we should do it? And I said, Linda, you've been a Division I institution for how long? You might as well just actually become that. So we're seeing it. The student athletes, thank you. Coaches, thank you. Donors, thank you. Community, thank you. Fans, thank you. This is not surprising to you and I.
No.
But it may be surprising to the rest of the world. And you know what? We'll take it while we can, because when you're the underdog, you can catch them off guard.
That's
so
right.
Take it when you can take it.
That's right. I think, LeMoyne has a history of punching above its weight class. And we took great pride at the Division II level of being able to do more with less and outperform our resources and those kinds of things. And we know who we are. We are a blue collar, we are a grinded out institution with great resilience. We take on the personality of our leader, Dr. LeMoyne, great energy, bold, and no challenge too big. And that's who we are. That's who we are as an institution. That's who we are academically. That's who we are athletically. And that's who our student athletes are. And our coaches demand that. They demand to get every ounce of someone's potential, whether it be socially, academically, or athletically. And that's what I love about our coaches. We stress those 3 parts. And academics is the #1 priority. And Yeah, I think our student athletes responded really well in their first academic semester at Division I level with a 3.34 in one of our best semesters in the line. And this doesn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me in the fall to see our teams compete at that level. It doesn't surprise me to see how competitive we are now, and it won't surprise me when we challenge for more championships in the spring, because I know our student athletes. I know what level they were at competitively. I spent my whole previous life at the mid-major level, low mid-major level at West Point, and I knew that our student athletes would match up. Now, I think over time, you're going to see even greater our competitiveness continue to climb, but I knew that we would step in right now and we would hold our own, more than hold our own. And I knew that if there was a gap, our student athletes would rise to the occasion and embrace the challenge, and they've done just that.
Yeah, and it's been amazing to see that, and embracing the challenge. I now challenge the community of those of you that have gone to LeMoyne, that have someone that's at LeMoyne now, are in this community, connected to it, or just love the story and want to see LeMoyne continue to have success, that we talk about philanthropy and giving. We have our annual Giving Day coming up, and this is when people can start to support the projects we're talking about.
There's no doubt about it, Dan. It's a big part of this. It was a big part of the Division I discernment process. Was there was going to be a needed level of investment on the college, but a big part of it was going to be new revenue streams, but philanthropy was going to be part of this. We were going to need our folks that have longed for LeMoyne to be a Division I to step up and help us philanthropically, and our Giving Day, February 29th, is a great opportunity. Folks can give to individual programs. 10% of their gifts will go to the general fund, or they can give directly to the general fund. And I love to pop the general fund because that allows us the flexibility to use those dollars wherever we need them. And whether that's my commitment on general fund dollars, if at all possible, and it is almost every dollar that we spent that I've been here at the general fund, it goes to benefit all the student athletes. So that might be bringing in a speaker. We're going to bring in Kate Fagan, the best known bestseller, I should say. She was here 2 years ago to talk about mental health and wellness. She wrote the book, What Made Maddie Run. We'll use general fund dollars to do that. But then we'll also use general fund dollars to bridge gaps in different facilities. If it's a branding initiative, if it's bringing in the Beeville band that everyone can enjoy, if it's bringing in someone to help us in the social media aspect. One thing that we launched here this month was a fueling station for our student athletes. It's very costly to do that. Yeah. We have a partnership with Tropical Smoothie Cafe, so now we just started it last week. All of our student athletes have the opportunity to come down here and get a free smoothie twice a week. And we also have a fueling station that we'll be setting up in our strength and conditioning room 24/7 that'll be available when it's staffed for our student athletes to go there and get some energy, to refuel our Phins, if we will. Our Phins refueling station. I guess we'll have to brand it. But yeah, all those are going to be supported by general fund dollars. So people can give on Giving Day. They don't have to wait to Giving Day. Give to your sport of choice or give to the general fund, and it benefits our reclassification process dramatically.
Yeah, and I'm already seeing the Phin fueling station with a PH.
That's right.
So that being said, so many things to be excited about. A lot of great things happening here on the Heights. February 29th, mark it down in your calendars. The annual Giving Day that we have here, where you can, for 24 hours, give to LeMoyne in so many amazing and unique ways, including the general fund. I appreciate the fact that we've gotten to break some more news on things that are coming. I'm so happy that the press box is here. And now, folks, Bob and I would like to tell you, as always, fins up.
Fins up, Dan.
And please enjoy what this press box looks like as you get to watch it right now.